Welcome, all of y'all. I am Dark Riddler. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Conversation. This in this episode, we got the young gun, Kingdom Hearts lover, Persona series lover, and a member actually of the Black Belt Gamers. And I personally have nicknamed him Hybrid. We have the one, the only y'all in the building today. Work for tips. What's going on, boss man? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you
Uh,
yourself?
I'm doing well, man. Why don't you tell the people about themselves? You know, you like to keep to yourself, but for the sake of this, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, there's not really much to say. My name is Works for Tips. Like, Riddler said, he gave me the nickname Hybrid, which I will admit, kind of funny. But anyway, I'm just a really big lover of games. I enjoy, RPGs like you mentioned, like Kingdom Hearts, Persona. I also just really also like playing other big multiplayer games, like how we've been on championship recently.
Mm-hmm.
Just a very good wide variety of gamings. Also just collector of items. Like as you can see in my background, I got two keyblades. Oh, I can't really point at it, but like a little bit around my shoulder, you can see a little Power Rangers helmet.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
right there.
yeah,
So,
it's not really much to just say about myself. So
so,
just keeping it short and simple like that.
okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. So let me ask you this:
All right.
why Persona?
Well, I mean, I've been watching my brother and cousin play Persona since I was a little kid, and the games looked fun, and I got to experience the series firsthand when I was in 8th grade with Persona 4,
Okay.
and ever since I've just been in love with the series.
Would you like to go to like an event or something that like how they got like the I think they every year like the Persona series things every year. Would you like to go to one?
Yes, I would like to be able to just like go to like, certain like conventions based on like maybe a certain game or, just games in general. Like, if it was still around, E3 would be great. But,
Yep.
sadly, you
Yep.
know,
I understand what you're saying. So let me ask you this: since technically you're actually the legit reason why I even played Persona in the first place. Let me state
all
that
right.
for the record. Um, what would be like actually like your favorite Persona game?
That would be tough because out of the 5 games in the series, I haven't really played one or two. I've heard, that they're at least good. I've seen gameplay of them, but I never played them myself. But in my honest opinion, I think out of all of them, probably maybe 4. Like I feel like when it comes down to it, I like the cast of characters. The difficulty is not too hard. Is if you're at least playing on normal difficulty, that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just balanced correctly. And usually the first game that gets you into a series is usually the one that like a lot of people will consider like the top dog in their eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your first one then.
Yes, Persona
Oh,
4 was what got me into the Persona series.
okay. No, and that's fair. Like, and as you said, like you're actually the reason why I even played Persona, and even like generally went back and got to shoot ending to Persona 4.
And I feel honored.
And the thing is like I get like I haven't played 5 yet, mind you,
Yep.
but I actually like I personally got immense in the story with 4, and even if we took the social link aspect out of the Persona 3 and the Persona 4, the two I have played. Like I
Yeah.
would still say it's both of them have like great fucking stories. They're great. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I get why the social link parts are in there because of the connections, the conversations that's involved in them. They get pretty dark, deep, and everything else. So that's
Yeah.
and I'm all for that. That's cool. Don't take it as me saying I don't like it. But
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also just part of the fact that since Persona is a life simulator, the social links are, kind of
mhm.
a core aspect to the game. Not necessarily like the actual story, but like more just a background for the characters.
Okay.
And I feel like not a lot of games do that.
No, they don't. That's why I'm actually speaking of Atlas games. That's why I'm
All right.
actually interested in seeing how what's that one they about to bring out soon? Didn't they ain't they making metaphor, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, Metaphor, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah. I'm actually interested in that. I'm probably gonna get. It's not too many games I buy day one. I'm probably gonna get that day one. No joke.
Yeah.
I'm truly interested in seeing where they take that story and how the interaction between the characters go. Like I'm really
Yeah.
interested in that. And with that, you didn't bring up five. Why is this?
Well, I mean, truth be told, the part of the reason, well, I mean, I didn't bring up four or three either. I mainly just said I never played one or two, and it just was like four.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But
but you actually seen me play three.
yeah, that is true. Well, partially why I just didn't bring up five was to try and avoid myself from like possibly saying something that could potentially, um, ruin the story, or like pretty much
Oh, okay.
spoiler wise, rather.
So okay, because I forgot. That's right. You know, I haven't played five.
Yeah.
Okay, but you recommend five also for the just for the record.
Yes, I recommend five.
Okay, just for the record. Okay,
Yes.
but okay, getting back on four real quick, just as far as like
Yes.
this the story goes. Okay, do you okay? How can I ask it? Do you feel like the story dragged?
Somewhat, just a little, because like obviously, we've both have played the game. We've obviously seen how the story, it tries to keep a bit of, its pacing, keep it
Mm-hmm.
continuing the whole plot of it. I'm probably gonna try and just like keep it very simple, not to like, spoil the game for the audience watching,
Yes.
unless, you don't mind me talking about it.
But,
That's up to
I
you.
mean,
But
if you want to, you want to. That's fine.
But we already like know like they keep like they keep getting like they save a party member. They keep having their conversations about the mystery, and the mystery keeps going deeper and deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, so I find it kind of funny because literally my cousin was recently playing this game, and I find it interesting that if you actually pay close attention, you'll realize that, the culprit of the mystery makes it very obvious, but you only kind of really realize it if you played the game like a good few times or like really pay attention to dialogue.
That's interesting because here's the thing, like, cause even when I was playing it, I was trying to understand why this dude kept just randomly showing up. It was just like, okay, you're too obvious to the right point. But then I kind of, and I'm not sure if that was what the writer was choosing to do. I kind of like brushed off that mindset once you start like saving the people out of there, and they started
Yeah,
giving their reasons. Like, oh
yeah,
boy, oh I can't think of his name right now. The one who said that Yuki Yukiko wasn't paying attention to him or whatever, and then was just like, yeah, now you want to pay attention to me because I'm sitting there coming after everybody.
yeah,
Like when when that happened, okay, it started kind of like pushed off the whole my thought process of okay, it's just somebody setting all of them up and all of that.
yeah,
And which like I can even sit there and say, okay, I get where dude is coming from, but bro, did you really have to like just try to kill everybody? Like
I feel he's like he was starving for attention apparently.
yeah, it's like I get where he's coming from, but goddamn, bro, you took it to that kind of level,
Yeah.
like. But but then, like, once you really think about it, the question is, though, how the hell did he even figure it out? Figure out about the world itself?
TV world.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like you don't really like think about it until like very end, but like
Mm-hmm.
obviously the game kind of does. Well, I mean, technically, the characters that do figure out the TV world, which are three of them, and I'm talking about like just the main three people that really are the ones that started it.
Yes.
They don't even know about the whole TV world until like they just like do the whole like, oh, I put my hand beyond the screen and it's just like, oh, my hand went through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because because technically you just think, oh, something could have happened until like the big plot twist is just oh, you find out why this happened because you know person you meet just kind of bestowed it upon you.
Yeah.
Which
Which is
you
wild.
and obviously you just brush off the whole thing because you know oh, it's just something from the beginning. You're gonna really just brush something off from the beginning.
No, you're right. You're right. Like, but like I think, but see, like, and I think it's like, and that's why I'm not sure that was their intent with the writing. Which, by the way, I'm not blasting or saying anything about the writing. The writing's fine. Like,
Yeah,
let's state
definitely.
that for the record. But I just felt like they did a lot to try to like hide the information without just how can I say this? Blah blah blah. They tried to hide it without giving it away, but they had to at least make sure they had certain characters show up, if
Yeah,
that makes sense. Because
yeah.
like I would hope they wouldn't pull a zero time dilemma. And if you played that game and you've seen the ending of it, you'll understand where I'm coming from with that statement.
I say I have not. I don't think I've even heard of that game.
It's pretty much just per se salt, really, with a whole storyline to it. And
Okay.
it's a long story to it. Like
Yeah.
it took me about to get the actual ending. How long did it take me to beat that game? Probably about 2 months. But they did just without like giving like 100% spoilers. They did the whole unexpected appearance, but it made no sense because there was no indication through the whole game that said person existed.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. And I don't like that kind of writing because I feel like that's terrible writing. Like,
I can agree that is kind of terrible writing.
yeah. Oh, let's see. Lambo said it sounds like a very advanced version of the Truman Show. No, that's two different. That's totally two different things. Trust me when I tell you, it's like they fully aware of what's going on. That's the difference I could put between Persona 4 and the Truman Show. If you want to just have a comparison, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Okay, but let's jump on three. And I say let's jump on three because the second you told me one thing, I was like, yeah, I need to play three. And that was taking a gun and shooting yourself in the motherfucking head. Like, dead ass. I was like, okay, that's how you suffer your shit. I want that life.
All right, so you just reminded me something because all right, I might as well ask this. Do you remember G4?
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember watching like that back in the day because that was how you kind of watched like video game reviews. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember that they had one for Persona 3, and it kind of did it funny because it's just like Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 wants to remind you that suicide is cool.
I wish you could find that. I would like to see
Oh,
that.
it's on YouTube. You could probably find it.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
I remember like I've seen it plenty on times with Twitter. I've seen like it on my YouTube feed here and there. It's just I just find it kind of funny that it's just like someone had to like you know like probably look back and be like, did I really just say that live on TV?
Yeah, you'd be amazed, but see, like, and it makes you really think, honestly, without going too deep into the whole culture war shit. Could you really
Yeah.
get away with that in 2024?
Oh, probably not, dude.
There's.
Not with how the world is today.
Mm-mm. And that, and that's the like the wild part of it because here's the thing with Persona 3 when you originally told me about it. But you also warned me about the whole PC import and everything else.
Yeah, the portable thing.
And with the audio and all of that. Because I even tried to put mods in to try to fix it and it was still off. I'm not even yeah, we ain't even gonna try to
Yeah,
justify it. It was off. Okay. That's all we gonna say.
that was kind of just the problem with the portable version with the remaster apparently, since that's how they advertised it at the end of the game.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out how is that a remaster? Ain't no way y'all port that badly.
And that's like what a lot of people are being like, how is this a remaster if you guys barely did anything to change the game? Like Persona 4, being like Golden being ported to PC. I don't know if it has remastered at the end of the thing because I haven't beaten the game in like a good amount of years. But if it says that, that's understandable because obviously, like Persona 4 definitely at least has more substance and like, you know, to it that like they can actually probably change a few things. There's not really much that they had to change just because you already got like everything you really need in a Persona game.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Let me ask you this because you
Okay.
you said Persona 4 Golden instead of Persona 4. What actually is the difference?
The
Mind you, I'm
main
asking you as somebody who literally just does not know.
All right, so the main difference is they added a new character, which you see at the beginning of the game, Marie,
Okay.
and they gave her a social link. That's a new thing. They do like there are some new events like with like in between like the whole mystery stuff, like them going to the beach. That's one of them at the very least. There is a new. There actually no. There are technically two new social links, Marie and then you already know the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the extra dungeon. Those are like really the main like additions with Golden between the original.
So I can't think of that boss name right now. The boss that always chases you. Death.
Yeah, the Reaper.
That was yeah, the Reaper. He was in the original then, right?
Yes, he was in the
Okay.
original. The difference in the original was that he only showed up in New Game Plus. But in Golden, they just make it to where he could show up in like your first run.
Okay. No, that's fair. No, I'm fine. I mean, I killed him, so I ain't too worried about it.
I mean, and congrats to you. I've always wanted to try and fight the Reaper in Persona 4, but it's tough considering the conditions.
You think so?
Well, I mean, you have to open a certain amount of chests and then be lucky enough to get the battle. That's what I mean by conditions.
Oh, okay. You mean those conditions? I
Yeah,
thought you meant just
not
the
not
fight itself.
actual battle conditions. I think if I could actually get into a battle against them, I think I could win.
Yeah. No, they actually made it. I want to say 4 was harder than the one on 3, and that's only because on 3 you could just use one item and just beat them. Done.
Yeah,
Which I did that. I
yeah.
ain't even gonna sugarcoat it. I did it. No
I
regrets.
mean, understandable, really, but like when it comes to like if you didn't have that item, force is definitely easy.
You think so?
Well, I mean, like in the sense if you don't one shot it, I mean,
Okay.
because when it comes to Persona 3's Reaper, if you didn't know, he resists everything, which technically means he would take less damage, which means the fight kind of just drags on to the point where he's always just casting high tier magic on your characters and knocking them down. And then, he'll just probably cast Mickey Dolan, killing everyone.
That fucking shit. I have no
Meanwhile,
room for it. I have no room for
well,
it.
in Persona 4, he's, neutral to everything, which is at least decent. He just has a high amount of HP,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is understandable because he technically is a super boss in its own right, in its own, kind of thing.
No, you're right. No, and I agree. Um, back on three though. Okay,
Yep.
the whole they didn't consider the whole shooting yourself in the head controversial when that game came out.
I honestly don't know if it would have thought if it was controversial or not, because this was the early 2000s, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Things were. It felt like the world was obviously a different place than it is nowadays.
yeah,
Probably, in my opinion, probably just a better world than what we got. Just in my opinion, because I don't really keep up too much with how things are in the world. But um, I think that there probably was a bit of, say, controversy with it, just because you technically, I mean, technically, yeah, you're not really killing yourself, but like it kind of feels like it's endorsing it in a way.
yeah. And,
And obviously, the story, it's like, oh, they're technically, it's them pulling the trigger is them trying to be like, I can accept that I could die at any point with this battle,
yeah,
which is technically, a strong mindset to have, considering that, any day could be your last.
that is true. That is very true. And that's why, to be honest, like I felt like a lot of people may debate me on this. I feel like three had the more darker story than four.
Oh,
Four is dark.
definitely.
Don't get me wrong. Four is dark, but three was dark. Three was just darker, given the story. If you know, for
Yeah.
people who haven't played it, or if you have played it, you may actually debate that. But I just like both stories is good. Don't get me wrong. Three and four,
Yeah.
both stories phenomenal. No questions asked. I just when it came to certain scenarios, I understood. I rather related more to three than I did four. I got a lot
Yeah.
of shit that I can agree with on four. Don't get me wrong. Definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
It's just three was took you to where you actually could feel some type of way about what's happening, what's being done, what's being said, and everything else. That's just me though. And even with the social links, they kind of went there without divulging too much because of course the main story.
Yeah.
So which is fair. So even when I was now imagine given the true ending of four,
Yeah.
that battle, everything else, like I actually understood why that happened. Like, and that's why I'm partly glad that you told me, hey, it's canon. Go ahead and do it. Just get the true ending, be done with it. Because it's like I really felt bad for her. Like dead serious. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, I genuinely felt bad for her because like how can I say this? when the only thing you're used to is being by yourself. Like I could see somebody having that mindset to where anything, well, the exact opposite of that can be looked at as a lie.
Yeah.
So I understood that. Whereas three, it was just like I felt like most of them was pretty much like them at the end, on their ends, because even at the I want to say that was the very beginning, one of them was already debating taking their own damn life.
Oh, during the opening cutscene.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that was mainly just like because when it comes down to it, your first part of your first party member is just like they're hesitant to, pull the trigger because, obviously they haven't accepted death.
Mm-hmm.
But like your character, nah, you just saw that, you just like you had like no hesitation, which was actually pretty cool. The whole anime cutscene was just pretty cool.
Yeah.
In general.
You're not wrong. Yes, I agree. Because even when she picked it up, I'm like, what are you about to do here? Are you really about to try to pull the trigger on you? Like, and granted, that's why, and I'm gonna say this on blue quick. That's why I hate how that port was done because it's done horribly. Because if when I rewatched it, even I was just like, bro, that shit's so off. It kind of kills the whole vibe of what's going on.
Yeah.
But all the same though, still wonderful game, great story, everything else, and I'm good with that. That's why I'm like, okay, so when it comes to five, can five really stack up to three and four?
I mean, truth be told, that will have to see possibly something that obviously you're gonna have to find out when you get there because you have your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I feel like five is up there with them. I don't know if I could which one I could say if it's like say better than three or four, just because Persona is just mainly just always the same gameplay, just you get your different cast of characters, your different story, maybe even different, personas to use and skills.
Yeah. No. Hey, you know what? And that's fair. That's why I really need to play it because it's like, but ain't they making a six too? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think we know if there's six yet. I don't think it's actually been announced yet,
It's like I said,
unless it's been, as I say, unless it's just been rumored.
it's been rumored. I'm like 1,000% sure it's been rumored, and that's why I really want to get Metaphor because I want to see the direction they're gonna take with that.
Oh, definitely.
And plus, it's Atlas. And I even sat there and told you Persona 3 Reloaded, and the nonsense behind that was a stupid mod that made like, bro, y'all mad for no damn reason.
Oh, definitely. It's just like I mean, it's a mod after all. Everyone, it's just like because like the whole controversy with that mod, we'll just keep it short and simple, was mainly just like we'll just say it was kind of NSFW, and it's just like, but Persona games kind of have those outfits in them vanilla based. You're getting mad over something that, in my opinion, is a bit tame, like more tame than like the outfit.
Yeah. No, I
But
get you.
mainly it's just because of what the mod specifically was.
I would hope it was just that because I'm like, then Atlas pulled out a mod that damn near was on par, put out an outfit that was on par with the mod. So I'm like, it's not like they not promoting it. That's where I've seen the outrage being pointless. It's like, yo, the company themselves is putting out outfits that's practically close to the same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
I never understood that for the life of me. Like, nah, I could see if they didn't. Okay, you might have. But the company is promoting it and they're endorsing the outfits and fashion and looks and stuff like that. Like
Yep,
you're not gonna win that one, buddy. I'm sorry. If
that's very true.
anything, you're gonna help them make more money because now more people are gonna buy it just because of your outrage.
Yeah. They're gonna buy it, and then they're gonna probably spite that person by adding that exact mod that they got mad about.
Mm-hmm. And then show it off. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts.
We're going there, aren't we?
Yep.
All right. So obviously, I'm just gonna. All right. I'm pretty sure you already possibly heard me say this, but obviously, I've been since Kingdom Hearts came to Steam about 2 days. It'll be 2 months since it's been on Steam. People have been. Yes, because because the whole 13 moniker. Anyway, I've been playing a lot of it because I've been trying to see if I can get every single achievement for 1.5 plus 2.5, and there's a lot of achievements. I'm talking 197, and my quest there has been about 100 hours in, and I'm about. Hang on, let me open the Steam thing, because I have 168.
168.
If that's not dedication, I don't know what is.
What got you into Kingdom Hearts, sir?
Well, like how I mentioned with Persona, um, I've watched my brother play the games, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2, back in the day, and I thought that Kingdom Hearts looked cool because I also, you know, enjoyed, you know, Final Fantasy back then as well,
Okay.
and pretty much, obviously Final Fantasy characters are in Kingdom Hearts, and I've kind of always wanted to try the series, but I thought it's just like this game kind of looks a bit too advanced for me. Keep in mind, I'm literally like probably like second or third grade at this time. Um, and literally, I decided in high school, you know what? I have at least one of the games I could play. I might as well try playing that one. And I pretty much played it in a senior year of high school, by the way. And probably not the best Kingdom Hearts game to start with, because I'm already like towards the end of the series with this one. And I mean, I thought the game was fun, which is I got into the series, and I was glad when you know my brother came home with the PS3 copies of 1.5 plus 2.5 because I could actually start the series and play them,
Okay.
and actually one get to see where the actual story starts and how everything goes, and I was hooked to the point where like I'd be playing a lot of it. I'd try and like do almost all the content that I could with the game, at least when it comes to like actually doing the field combat and stuff, not the gummy ship missions because those are boring.
Okay. That's fair.
And obviously, at the moment when it comes to like my Kingdom Hearts achievement hunting adventure, I'm literally on my last game, which is Birth by Sleep, which is the most annoying one to probably get all the achievements with because I had to play through the story mode with 3 different characters, complete the reports with all 3 of them, and do multiple different things 3 times in a row, pretty much.
Let me ask you this.
All right.
Do you feel like the story of Kingdom Hearts is consistent?
I'm gonna be honest. It can kind of be a mess at times, and everyone kind of like who's played Kingdom Hearts, and like analyzed it. It's just like there is like so many parts where like the story just kind of gets like a bit ridiculous, just because like obviously you're getting like the story of like Sora and like his friends and the Keyblade and all the like other characters that you possibly see in like Birth by Sleep, appearing in future entries. The darkness is bad and light is good. Don't give into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what just kind of like I don't know felt weird, at least with Kingdom Hearts 3, because I've just at least seen the ending, because I haven't really played through the whole game myself because my brother has Elite being it. It's just like I just kind of realized the ending just kind of felt a little stupid, just with how it's just like the main bad guy, wants to do all this, has motivation to. Well, actually, no. Technically, his motivation was kind of stupid because you just find out his motivation for wanting to start, we'll just say, the Keyblade War was to satiate his curiosity. By the way. And then it's just like, oh, he finally gets what he wants in 3, only to find only for it to just be like it's just like, oh, by the way, I was just a misguided good guy, and it's just like, I don't even know what to think of this kind of story anymore, with how they try and pull that. Keep in mind, they don't really say that in the game. It's just kind of like I just watched like some stupid video, and it's just like after watching it, it's just like, yeah, I could see it.
Okay, so with that in mind, let me ask you this then. At what point do you feel like it derailed off? Do you feel like it derailed
Well,
to where it started becoming a mess?
I mean, obviously, well, I'm trying to think of all the games. The first game's story is fine because it's the first game. There's not really much you can mess up in the first game in the series. I mean, there's probably some things, but story-wise, you're not gonna really probably give too much. Um, Chain of Memories, there's nothing really to worry about. It's mainly just a rehash of the first story, giving you like a bit of context to other characters in between. Honestly, it just feels like it was mainly towards the end of I would say maybe Dream Drop, just because that's when they kind of just like started doing like they pretty much pulled the time travel card, by the way,
Okay.
which is when like in my opinion a story could kind of get a bit messy. And it's mainly just when it's because it's very late into the series when they're doing this.
So,
Cause okay, go ahead.
so I get what you mean by the whole tribal aspect. Um, did somebody call themselves trying to rewrite history?
They're not. I mean, I wouldn't say they're trying to rewrite history. Pretty much to give like maybe like a simple thing. They use time travel to try and bring back different villains from two different villains from the series. We get to see a younger version of the main villain, and then they try and do a whole like the whole because the part of the Keyblade War is that there needs to be they're trying to create obviously the Keyblade, the whole meme. And in
Mm-hmm.
order to make it, you need 7 lights and 13 darknesses. So the main villain is trying to make 13 different darknesses. And how do you make 13 different darknesses? You make 13 different versions of the main villain.
Lord, yeah, that.
And they try and justify it being like, oh, we're only putting like we're making these different characters we've seen half of the main villain. So technically they are the main villain. And it's just like this is just so stupid.
I got a question. Then, what the hell was the point of Organization 13?
Organization 13 was meant to be technically I think the whole idea was they were supposed to be Xehanort candidates, who is by the way the main villain, which is why they're trying to make them the 13 Darknesses. And obviously, since some of them were defeated, and because obviously, they give simple. When someone loses their hearts, they become a heartless, but their the shell of them becomes a nobody. When both are defeated, you become a somebody. And when you defeat the organization 13 members, they become somebodies again. Only some of them. And then it's just like the members that do come back as actual nobodies are just now half the main villain, which is where they're just like, this is the new organization 13.
Yeah. So, okay, so since I'm trying to get an understanding of what happened. Yeah. So since they
Uh,
started knocking off people of Organization 13, they thought it was smart to go in time and just get a bunch of the main villain and just make 13 of them.
Pretty much, it was just the whole idea of making 13 of the main villain was already part of the organization 13's plan. It was just like you find out the whole idea of it during Dream Drop,
Okay.
and that's why it's just like, oh well, why you just see some of like the organization members who you pretty much defeated all of them in Kingdom Hearts 2 are back. Just they're half Xehanort, and it's like like it's confusing, and I find it just stupid that it's just like you need to make half of them this, and it's just like, but they already have darkness. Why
Yeah.
can't you just have them as it? But I also just see the time travel aspect. It's just like, well, I mean, the darknesses are gone, so I need to make new darknesses. But it's very sloppy.
Did Thor join the dark side?
Um, no, he technically didn't join the dark side. Although, what's funny in Dream Drop is that technically he was about to be turned to half Xehanort.
Okay.
But obviously, Mickey Mouse said we can't have that happen.
Or King Mickey. Ain't that what he called? King Mickey.
Yes,
I,
I'm sorry. King Mickey can't have that shit happening.
so wait, so let me ask this. Who technically in Kingdom Hearts is technically the strongest one?
It's it feels like it changes, but like I think technically they always try and make it seem as if Sora's the strongest because he's the main character. He can do all this, and with the power of friendship, anything's possible.
I forgot that's a part of that game. I forgot. It's been a while. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, see, I'm also reading what Spacey's saying. He said it's convoluted but makes sense, which technically, yes, it is true. I will agree with him. It's just it just becomes such a mess.
hmm Okay, so what's the point of Kari in that then? If it's supposed to be revolving around Sora?
Well, I mean, like I think they try and write the whole idea of the whole love interest because of how like at the beginning Riku gives Sora a Palpu fruit, being like, oh, if you share it with someone, your destinies become intertwined. And it's just like it feels like that's just part of it.
hmm
And obviously, we finally get to see the whole Palpu fruit thing happen during 3.
Okay.
And Sora just goes through all these lengths just to make sure that all his friends are safe, and it feels like Kyrie's the one that motivates him the most, considering it's
So
very pretty much like how it's always been in 1, 2, and 3.
okay. So pretty much everybody cool. Let's see. Let's just go with main cast. Who's
Okay.
pretty much a part of the main cast? Evil, good alike, all have their own variation of the Keyblade. Other than Circle.
I say, sorry, okay, hang on. I need to. I'm just increasing Discord's volume a bit, because
Like because like the way it sounds like it just sounds like like by based on you can correct me. Based on what you're telling me now, it's like okay, you got 13, you got organization 13.
Okay.
So I'm guessing all of them had their own keyblades, and then you got the seven who probably a part of the light, and I guess all of them have their own keyblades. And
Well,
then the whole purpose is to make a keyblade, ultimate keyblade per se. We'll just go with that.
well, I mean, so part of like the whole seven lights is that like it's supposed to be the seven princesses of light, which are just different Disney princesses.
Okay, that
But
makes sense.
then like it's kind of like you go through Kingdom Hearts 3 to try and find the new princesses of light, only to find out it's just like, oh, well, I mean, the Keyblade wielders are the seven lights for the whole Keyblade War, and then the 13 darknesses are mainly just pretty much just part of Xehanort, which just means that like as long as they got that, they don't really need the Keyblades. It's just like, oh, as long as the lights and darknesses fight, we make these little like keyblades that will then form the X blade to make it simple. But obviously, the X represented chi.
Yeah, but and and I think now I see why you're saying it gets messy because it comes off like okay, just going by what you're saying, it's just like okay, they just threw out the whole concept of okay, the seven princesses make the light to just okay, scrap that idea. Let's just start the war, and we'll just pick seven people who will just be a part of the light.
Kinda, yes. Like that's just how I mainly see it because like, and funny enough, referencing the video, it's like well, what does Sora have to do? He has to spend like many hours in Disney Worlds doing absolutely nothing, and it's just like, well, it's just like so wasting all my time in those worlds was doing absolutely nothing was a waste of time. It's just like yes, it's just like that's not very epic.
Oh, is that how people are looking at it? So
Well,
it's like okay, and
so
I can get the logic because it's like okay, if you just I can see okay, we have let's just say right now you started
okay,
Keyblade War, kept to the Riddler storyline, the seven princesses of light,
yep.
the seven princesses of Disney. I'm guessing right,
Well, it's seven princesses of heart.
seven princesses of heart. Okay, but it's mainly what the Disney princesses, right? Or no?
They're pretty much like well, it was like the first game. It was like six different princesses, and then we find out Kairi is one of them.
Okay, so let's say for the fact of sake of okay, you got Kyrie, six other princesses, making
Yep,
them part of the light.
yep.
Okay, then you have Sora. Then you have all 13 organization 13. You bring them into Keyblade War. My question is why the hell they didn't stick to that story? Because that makes sense. I would get that if some dude said, "Hey, we're gonna start the Keyblade War." 13 Keyblades. That's what you need. I'm guessing, right? That's what you need is
Well,
13 Keyblades to make the ultimate Keyblade.
you would all right. So you would think that like obviously everyone needs a Keyblade. You technically don't
Okay.
because Xehanort can wield. I believe how they try and write it is because Xehanort is part of all or this new Organization 13. He already has the Keyblade, which technically it kind of means that all the other members kind of have Keyblade powers, but they don't really use a Keyblade. They use their own weapons,
Okay.
which technically you could say they're partially participants just because of that. And after the light and darknesses clash in a battle, these, I don't know, different Keyblades that Xehanort is just getting, you know, kind of just like he's getting them, which then will combine to make the Keyblade.
Okay. So wait, the war actually did happen.
So the original war, if I remember correctly, is part of the mobile game, and then Xehanort wants to pretty much create another war, so that way he could create the Keyblade, so his curiosity could be satiated, because he kind of just wants to see what the war was, what it's like. But it's obviously gonna be different.
I didn't even know there was a mobile game. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's news to me. I did not know
Well,
that.
I don't. It just feels like it's kind of just like I think it's a bit of gotcha. I don't really remember too much. I just know that there was just a mobile game that kind of tries to like tell a bit of the Keyblade War story.
That's actually interesting because I'm and I say that because I'm actually like I'm interested in knowing like who actually was a part of the original. I guess you could say what the first Keyblade was because given the nature of Kingdom Hearts and how many different places you go, I'm trying to understand like why that part even took place if there already was a war about it. And then dude, well, from way you putting it, sound like dude just wanted to start a war just to tickle his fucking fancy.
Pretty much. It's kind of just how they write it, but like I think the part of the war is obviously just I think they did as if like the people that were in the war were like the players who played the mobile game, because that's kind of like how it felt like with how they try and do like some kind of thing with Kingdom Hearts 3 story, where we
Okay.
just like, oh, fucking darkness wins for a bit, and then Sora fixes the timeline, and then we do some heartless tornado fight, and then we see some random person that we've never seen in the series, and we just keep seeing random names for the command. It's just like, oh, I guess these are players.
Okay. That's that's actually pretty interesting. And you said the game itself was on mobile, right? Like
This specific game was mobile, because I think because we're also getting another Kingdom Hearts mobile game. I don't know when because I believe it's still in development,
I mean,
and it's supposed.
which one they gonna do? Are they gonna do four that they what teased for almost a year, or are they gonna do the mobile game?
Well, I think they're doing both because I know that like the mobile game I believe is supposed to be more akin to like say like Pokemon Go from what I've seen.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I guess I'm trying to understand because, like you said, well, you already openly admitted it's a mess. But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, like, where were they trying to have this villain go with this? Because, like you said, it just like he just wanted to do it just to do it. Like like I guess I'm looking for a reason to sit there and say, well, I understand why he wanted to. It is just like I come up with nothing. It's just like, bro, you just created a whole organization full of dark people that feel their fucking well to make half of you, and so you can use your powers, start a whole war just so you can get some keyblade.
Pretty much.
And I guess somewhere within that, Disney somehow got involved. Like
Yeah.
that's really how I'm looking at it. That I can say I haven't played past. I played one or two. Never played three.
All right.
Never played three. And but see, I also heard a lot of people didn't like three.
I think part of it was because I believe it was just the story kind of I felt like just didn't like really possibly go anywhere. I really wouldn't know too much. I know one of the definite reasons is because the base game didn't really have Final Fantasy characters. It was mainly only Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and people were kind of mad because we didn't get a Sephiroth fight because we didn't get to see the conclusion of Cloud and Sephiroth's fight in the series.
Hmm. I can believe that. I can generally like just I can believe that because that fight was a motherfucker. I
Yeah.
won't lie. I mean, you would know you beat the game what 3 times already.
Well, I mean, I played through a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games like multiple times. Like I've already literally played through Kingdom Hearts 1 like 5 times.
Oh, in a way. But okay, let me ask you this: in regards to Organization 13,
Okay.
did it make sense?
Like in like with like towards the like just its goal to the end, or just like
Yeah.
I mean they got their 13 darknesses in the end, so yeah. But like I would have just like found it probably a bit nicer if it was just like we didn't need to make half of I didn't need half of me in all of them.
Hmm.
It just like it felt like it would have probably like been a little bit better just like if all of the members were actually just like their own unique characters, instead of just having to need like half of Xehanort's power or whatever.
No, I get. I actually get where you're coming from with that because, like, it comes off like how can I say this? I couldn't think of no other character to put, so we just go with the whole. We'll use half of one person and just find a way to write it in that way.
Yeah,
Which I understand, so I can understand why people figure if they sit there and say story to mass X Y Z and all of that because I'm pretty sure the spinoffs was what meant to practically fill in the plot, possible plot holes and stuff like that, and go more
yeah,
into context of the story.
yeah. Because obviously, well, Chain of Memories doesn't really have, at least with Sora's side of the story, it's just a rehash of the first game.
Okay.
With there's not really much besides like the story you get like in between floors, but even then, it's just like you kind of just like could just skip Sora's story. Riku's story, on the other hand, just tries to like give us like a whole like, oh, he wants to battle the darkness within him, which is an easy thing to follow.
Okay.
And then you got like 358 days, which pretty much just tries to put piece together the story in between the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 with Chain of Memories afterwards, before
Hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 2 happens. Playing as Roxas, in the organization, going through all those days.
Okay. So that was more so about the inner workings of Organization 13
Pretty much.
and about him.
I mean, you kind of like, obviously, like, things are still kind of left in the darkness, because, like, obviously, yes, you're part of you're Roxas, you're doing all these tasks, going through all the days while Sora recovers from the events of Chain of Memories. All the while, like, you you bond with like at least one of the members,
Yeah.
and kind of get like a bit of context with some of the other members, which is nice, but like it's not really probably something that's gonna stick with you all that much.
Okay. And
Birth by Sleep. Oh,
I was gonna
you go
say,
ahead.
and you 100%ed all the Kingdom Hearts games.
I have not fully finished every single one. Like when it comes down to like, I have not beaten 358 days yet. I do need to go back and finish it. And I have not done. I have not beaten Recoded, and I do need to go back and finish Kingdom Hearts 3.
What the hell is Recoded? Never even heard of
Recoded.
it.
Okay, so Recoded tries to they try and like recount like like, so Jiminy's looking at his journal, Jiminy the cricket from Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking at his journal, and for some reason they try and bring up this whole message that was written at the end of Chain of Memories and brought up at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 to thank a character named Naminé. And for some reason his journal has bugs in them. And no, not and I mean like digital bugs.
Okay.
So so they had to make a digital version of Sora to go in and defeat these bugs to pretty much recover the world or whatever. And then pretty much we find out apparently about this thing called the Hurt, which I don't know why the heck we need to know about this unless I played the game. But pretty much the end is Mickey writes a letter to Sora and Riku, which talks about like the events that happen at the end of Birth by Sleep and how they need to take their Mark of Mastery exam. which is when Dream Drop comes into place, which is the game with like the whole like time traveling thing. It becomes a mess and all that.
Okay. Do you feel like the time travel aspect ruined the story?
I mean, just a little bit, just because like it's out of nowhere. Because like you just see the villains come back that you defeated. It's just like, well, why would they be back after we defeated them? It's just like, well, time travel obviously happens because we need new members of the organization.
I'm gonna be honest. Like when I hear time travel of anything, this even includes Marvel, DCU. Granted, before somebody says it, yes, I did like Infinite Crisis. Like I did 100%. But it's like one cat told me, Flash just gets treated as like a magic eraser. Every time they want to erase the whole story, they just make him go back in time and magically fix some stuff.
Yeah,
With with that in mind, in this case, I just feel like if they would have just found a way to interject new characters into the Organization 13, it might have been better received than the time travel thing.
and I can definitely agree with that. But I feel like probably when it came down to it, maybe the writers just couldn't think of that. Because then that means they had to make new characters that we've never seen before that just all of a sudden are probably only going to be here for like 2 games.
But and I get that. But here's the thing, though, too. Which would you rather have? A good review or a bad review for practically just what? Choosing to be lazy and not wanting to.
Oh, good review, hands down.
Okay. So, and that's how I really look at like time travel stories nowadays when they try to interject time travel. Like it was all
Yeah,
good back in the day. Now it's just like when everybody's doing it, it's no longer interesting.
yeah. Let's say because I know definitely one of the games that has time travel that's very well received with how it's done all day is Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, but Chrono Trigger is more back then. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
When
yeah. That's
that
why I'm just saying. That's why I'm just saying like that's at least I know a definite good game that knew how to do time travel.
hell, even Time Splitters.
That too.
That I wonder who actually remember that game. Time Splitters was actually fun. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed Time Splitters. I thought I like when I originally played it. No joke. I thought it was so been like the answer to 007 GoldenEye because that was
Like
back when that whole FPS thing style was happening.
yeah,
As weird as that sounds,
yeah.
but if you had to pick right now, say you got big as a writer, you had two contracts on the table
Okay.
right now. One was for Persona, one was for Kingdom Hearts. Which one would you rather write for?
Probably Persona.
Why?
Well, I mean, actually, when I think about it, I like both series. If I was to take Kingdom Hearts, I'd probably do it just to try and help them write, and help with a good decent story that won't have to get too convoluted, or
Mm-hmm.
rather too messy, rather.
Okay.
But at the very least, Persona, I just I don't even like have like a very like good answer when it comes I just like really enjoy Persona, and I feel like I would probably like to try and dabble my hands and say the next big adventure that we're gonna have to see with our, our Japanese high school students, or rather, actually, you know what? No, not even. You know what? College students. We need a story like that.
I was just gonna ask you something in relation to
Because
that.
I was like, you know what? We had this conversation before, and I was like, you know what? I just remembered that. That would be a better. We need something like that. I get it. Obviously, every game is always just, you're the new high school student in town, but it's just like, but why can't we do something where like you're in college or something, or better yet, you're just someone who's just working at 9 to 5, like something like that. You're an adult, pretty much, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at.
No, you're right. But and let me say this in response to your answer in general.
Okay.
I just feel like you could get away with a lot more trying to write for Persona than you would write for Kingdom Hearts. I just feel like for Kingdom Hearts, you stuck in a box. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and that box has a name. It's called Disney.
Whereas Persona, they didn't already with the dark way or whatever. So anything else you add to it is just like, okay, the question is now it's just a matter of, okay, are you actually good at storytelling? Whereas
Pretty much.
whereas
That's
Kingdom
really
Hearts is
all.
just like, as you say, you're stuck in the box within Disney, and I feel like you're stuck to a certain narrative that you have to
Yeah,
stay as, if that makes sense.
because at least because like I get that with this with Kingdom Hearts, you can't really get too dark with the story. You kind of have to keep it within Disney's limitations. And
Yep.
if I remember correctly from something that I heard, I think they were trying to say that the Kingdom Hearts 4 was going to focus more Square Enix wise than Disney wise. Because that's part of the reason why people also didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 was because Disney was very like, down Square Enix's neck when it came to like the story and like the game and stuff.
Okay. So this is where I get into the whole. I can appreciate certain indie devs like who try to like get their stuff published through certain people. Like I'll throw a name out there. They know who they are when I say it, and they know I'm animated about their game. Uh, Ballerina, Pageant Princess. They actually decided to go independent because I don't know the full details because I didn't ask. I just went by what I read. They were asked to pretty much just change their game, the nature, therefore, of the game. And they ended up actually leaving because of that. I would like to see more of that. I want to see more of that.
Definitely.
I get it. It's hard doing stuff solo. Oh, trust me, I definitely get it. But if you ask me, here's a buku amount of money, but you got to get rid of, or you can't be XYZ thing, I'm gonna turn it down.
Yeah.
Probably gonna talk shit. I'm not gonna lie. Probably gonna tell all about it. Not gonna lie about that. But yeah, end of the day, I'm gonna turn it down.
Yeah.
And like when I see devs like that do moves like that, that makes me want to support them more in their progress and what they're trying to do. And my thing is just like now knowing if they stand by what you just said and they go full blown Square Enix, which Square Enix has been kind of very questionable as of late, but that's a whole nother topic. Um, I would be inclined, depending on what they put out due to it. It really strongly depends on what they put out, but Like I'm all for them if they just want to go, hey, you know what? We're not going to do things Disney's way this way. We're gonna go Square Enix way. I feel like that would be better for them
Yeah.
because even though I didn't play three, from what I've seen, I could see the big difference from one and two to in comparison to three.
Yeah.
The differences are there. Like I don't think anybody would deny that statement I just gave about it.
Yeah. Oh, and keep in mind when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts series, Kingdom Hearts 4 is gonna be a new saga in the story since every game we've had up until this point was pretty considered the Xehanort saga. So
Okay,
pretty much, you could say as if like these sagas probably gonna almost be like Star Wars.
I see where they're going with. They might be able to if they want to at least. If they don't do that, hell, you can probably expect some books. Dead serious. If they gonna go that route, you, I wouldn't be surprised in the future y'all see some Kingdom Hearts books, novels, comics, something of the sort that get talked about being developed, released, or something. If they gonna do
Yeah,
that,
I mean like we've already got obviously kind of like light novels and manga for Kingdom Hearts.
okay. Well, see, I didn't know that. Okay, well,
Well,
my point
I'm
exactly.
saying I mean like for example like that's what's it called original, like something that you would have to specifically read that to get more of the story, you know?
Yes, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually like what I was talking about. Yeah. Okay, so they have that. So even so, let me ask this then, since you now confirmed that part. Um, would you necessarily need to play the game to get the story, or could you actually read the content that they do have out?
I mean, you could potentially read the content that's out, or obviously just going onto YouTube and watching cutscenes of the stories.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to play the games to understand the story.
Hmm. Okay. That I actually didn't know that. I learned something new today. I did not know that. Okay. That actually okay. Hmm.
Because I could definitely tell you this, I do have Kingdom Hearts light novel, like in the back.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a very big box set pretty much that's literally pretty much just contains a giant 1,000 page book of, I'm pretty sure, of like every single light novel.
There's 1,000 pages of that.
There's like give me a second if I can see if I can find
Yeah.
it.
Hold up. Yeah.
Started seating again.
Okay. Hold up. Give me 1 second.
All right. Complete Kingdom Hearts novel collection. This thing is a big boy.
Yeah. Show that off, cause I want to
Okay.
see that.
So open it up, gives me, hang on, gives, I can try and display it without trying to break it. A little
Yeah. Don't break it,
a little thing of that. We got a little like, dive into the heart thing. Well,
so that
there
whole
we
thing
go.
is one big book.
Well, I mean, underneath this well, this is the entire book. As you can see, it's quite big.
Bruh. God damn. I didn't even know that existed. Dead serious.
Showing a bit of artwork. Yeah, there is literally over 1,000. Oh, from what I'm seeing, at least when it comes to it, there's 1,215 pages.
I did not know. Wow, dude. I didn't know you had. That's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, it does technically take place Actually, yeah, I think it does finish Kingdom Hearts 3 because they are talking about the Remind DLC stuff. So yeah, it's literally the entire light novels put into it. Although I do need to try and sit down and actually read it because obviously I'm pretty sure some light novel pages, should have what's it called? Little like illustration artworks.
Yeah.
Some at least some of them do.
So
But yeah, this is just
let me ask you this then. When was that released? Was that released
I,
with 3 or released before 3?
this was sometime after 3 because the Remind DLC didn't come out until like I think a year after Kingdom Hearts 3's release.
Okay.
Cause I don't even remember when I bought this. If it has a year on it, but I don't think it does. I'm saying, I see. Other than the books, it also does come with I think some little like print kind of things in this. Yeah, it's mainly little prints of different what's it called dive into the heart like little glass pane things,
Okay.
of like the hearts.
No, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
I say, but it's like I would probably show them off, but like it's kind of a bitch to get all of them back in PC.
Don't do anything extra with that, sir. Matter of fact, you can put that right back up. Yeah, thank you for showing that.
Yeah, it's quite big and it's a lot. And say, I mean, considering the fact that I did technically have to pay a lot of money for this.
I believe it.
This was it even shows the price on the back. $200.
And that's all in one big box.
One big box contained all of like pretty much every single like light novel, pretty much volume slash pretty much pretty much I would believe the entire story of Kingdom Hearts from start to finish
Okay.
in one giant book. And it is at least decent that it color codes the pages for each Kingdom Hearts story, so that way you know where to be at.
Okay. No, that's actually pretty impressive. I need
Probably
to.
one. Let's say probably one of the probably one something in my collection that I spent a lot of money on. Other than that Scott Pilgrim collection that I bought back when the game got the remaster.
It needed one.
It definitely did.
Like I like Scott Pilgrim. Like
Yeah.
I felt it. But I think I don't know about that other show though. I haven't watched it, but I heard there's several changes to it, and it's just like, do I really want to watch it knowing how much I like the original?
Yeah.
That's my $1,000,000 question when it comes to Scott Pilgrim. No joke. Okay.
Say that Scott Pilgrim thing I got in the back, it was also $200. I bought limited run games had like the biggest collection of stuff that I just decided to buy it.
You ain't
What
bought
can I
nothing
say?
for Persona. You ain't bought nothing for Persona, have you?
Have I? Are you asking if I specifically bought one for Persona,
Yeah.
or if? Yeah, I have.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Okay.
They had one for Persona 3 and one for Persona 4. Sadly, I did not get the Persona 3 one because at the time I was not financially stable.
Okay.
Persona 4, on the other hand, I was, so I did buy the Persona 4 one.
I don't blame you. I don't. This man got stuff. You kicking disparity ass. For now on, I don't ever want to see disparity ever question the fact that I say that you carry people. Yeah, you carrying a lot of shit right now, sir. You doing a lot. You doing it, bro. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I did not know you had that type of collection stuff, bro. Eventually,
Yeah.
once I fully sit down, I plan to do some stuff like that. I want to.
Yeah.
Dead serious.
Because
Like,
I will say I would have definitely wanted that Persona 3 one because it had an evoker and like a display case that would have made a sound. And I did make a joke with one of my friends because he wanted to cosplay as the protagonist of Persona 3, and I was like, but you could get like the invoker and hold it up to your head and be like, Persona! And it's just like, oh, wait a minute, it's in a display case that you can't take it out of. And it's just like, man, what the fuck? It's a crime. Dang. Dang. You gonna take that, Riddler? What Spacey's telling you?
I ain't trying to hear what Disparity talking about. He just being him.
I think it would have been funny if you were like, who?
I
But
ain't trying to hear what that band talking about.
But anyway, I will admit the Persona 4 one's cool because it actually comes with like a pair of glasses.
Oh, really?
That if I actually could, I could probably get prescription lenses put in and just wear those.
You probably could.
Oh,
I
keep in
would
mind,
be
I'm
more.
still
I'd be more worried about them fucking them up though, trying to do it.
That is true. See, I will say I'm still waiting on that Persona 4 collection.
I thought you already got it.
Oh, I bought it. I'm still waiting for it because those collections usually take about a year to ship out.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, I mean, it comes with a lot.
I didn't know that.
Took almost a whole year just to get that Scott Pilgrim one.
A year to ship. Yeah, LG even said he good on that. That's a long ass time.
Well,
Woo.
I mean, partially it's just like the fact of possibly when you buy it and also what the collection contains.
True.
Because if I was to buy like, say like the collector's version, it probably would have taken like maybe like, I don't know, like 5 to 6 months just to get it.
Yep. Interesting question for you, man. We gonna get into this because I gotta ask this question. Your name is Work for Tips.
Yes.
Why is this?
Well,
Why take that name?
Okay, well, first off, I've gone by a lot of different iterations of my name, but to specifically go with that name, it was mainly because I'm a big fan of Super Smash Bros. And my main back in the day was Mars, and his whole gameplay was, the tip of his sword does extra damage and knockback. And I just decided, why not make a name based around that? And many different iterations of him. Like, I've done. Oh, you're laughing because of what Spacey said, didn't you?
The word is not that you used to be a sex worker. Confirm or deny, sir. Confirm or deny.
Deny. Anyway, but yeah, I've gone through different iterations of the name. I've gone from like as basic as Tipper. I used to have a name because I used to also do Luigi. I used to play Luigi back in Smash 4. So I used to do like a nickname like Cyclone Tip, which I look back and find stupid.
Stop opening the cake right now. That makes me Cyclone Tip. That's fucking great.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, and then I just thought, and then it's like, you know what? I came up with this name, and it's just like, you know what? I like this name pretty much the most because I technically I have to like work hard because Martha is kind of a tough character to kind of play and get the tippers with. You gotta work for it.
Okay.
I was just like, you know what? At least it's a decent name. It's not cringe as the last one. But obviously, people just shorten my name to on here, like say like Tips or Tippy. Or as I like to because I enjoy the Steam name I have because of hanging out with you guys and also just hearing this just the tip.
Hey, hey, look, the discussion out now. We might have to bring Cyclone Tip back. The word is out, man. We might have to go with Cyclone Tip, bro. I mean, you can work that anywhere. Dead serious. That hey, LG, let's not forget, I gave this man the black card. So him calling himself Cyclone Tip might actually work with that too. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get demonetized, and I don't care. I'm gonna get demonetized, and I don't care. Lord have mercy. Oh boy, you got a hell of you used a hell of a reason. Nah, it's a legit reason. It's actually I never would have guessed that. I'm with LG on that. But boy, you went a hell of a reason to have that name. Mm-mm. It makes sense though. It makes sense. It's just goddamn tips. We can go a lot of places with that. And then on top of that, I call the man hybrid because literally white privilege and he has a black card, so we just call him hybrid. We're gonna call it.
What else could you call me
Hey,
with both of those? It's technically like Oh, I'm trying to get it's pretty much it. The perfect name to like go just because
yeah,
it's easy and simple.
yeah, it's easy, it's simple, it's usable. Dead simple. Point blank simple, y'all. Speed running. What got you into that?
All right, so I would say it's hardcore speed running. Like the big people do it. I mainly just like trying to see how fast I could like at my own pace finish a game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like some people obviously, just like for example, like will play a game and just say like have a timer being like showing how long it takes to beat the game. But like it was mainly just like I I was streaming like back when I first got my gaming computer, which was like about 4 years ago. Um, I was streaming Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and I knew obviously some of the things that helps like speed the game up, like how to like the spin dash really fast or like certain things like glitches. Not really all of them, but like some of them. It's just like what I want to see like have a timer up and see how long it could possibly take for me to like try and do this.
Okay.
Because obviously you're not gonna keep track of your own time. But it's just like it was just kind of just a thing that I just wanted to see, and also just experiment with like those timers just because I see them a lot.
Is it? How can I say this? Is it something you can see yourself doing more often than not, or not? It's just like I'm doing it for fun, and that's it.
It's mainly just something to do for fun.
Oh, that's fair. That's totally 100% fair. I totally understand it. I mean, some of them games I'm pretty sure you're better than that fucking disparity.
Why you gotta kick that man while he's down?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not. I'm not. It's just, I'm just it.
But obviously I already I get the whole joke. The whole me carrying people thing.
Oh.
I was just gonna say it. You could probably say it mainly just comes from the fact that like I just really like playing video games, and obviously playing video games you just kind of like learn just to be how to be better at, like, say maybe like a specific game / genre just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, you make the joke that I carry Spacey in multi. It's a platform fighter very similar to Smash, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm pro level. I'm at least decent at the game.
That's fair. You
But
have the right to say that.
But it's just like I just find it funny that like even when it's just like Tiff, you be carrying this man in multiverse. Oh, sorry, I'm just like seeing some of the chat. Anyway, like you carry Spacey in multiverses because you're doing all this damage and you're getting all the kills. And it's just like yes, but also no.
Oh, I know. I do that just so quick.
Oh, I know. We just gotta get the story straight that Spacey knows. Spacey
The
knows
debate
that
is still out. The debate is still out, though. To be fair, the debate is still out about that. Just for the record, the debate's still out.
Spacey, it's okay. We only fuck with you because you're our friend.
He probably calling me a nigga all over the place right now.
No.
He probably calling me a nigga.
No,
and everything.
that's your thing. All right, but
Here's the thing. Tips, boss man, let these good people know, man, where they can check you out and stuff like that, man. If they want to check out your content.
well, I mean, for the most part, like, obviously, you could probably find me on Twitter, or X as it's known as, but I'm just gonna say Twitter because I kind of find the whole name change stupid. Well, either way, Twitter, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, my, name on Twitter is, what it is here, Works or Tips, unless I had to change it for some weird reason, which I don't think I did. It's been a while. No, it still Works or Tips. Yeah, either way, you can find me on Twitter at Works for Tips. I don't really post much. I mainly just, like stuff just because, I don't really post stuff on Twitter all that much. Even then, I just scroll through it. You can also find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Works for Tips. I rarely ever stream. I do need to get back into streaming because obviously, I'm sure you already know Riddler. I did that Spider-Man game. I still need to go back and do Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I also just kind of also want to try.
I got Buddy Hill right now who just beat Miles Morales. I gotta actually go in there in a few minutes and make sure that Spider-Man works.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask you this, but I can also just ask you in Discord
Ask me.
because I was just gonna ask you how you're enjoying Pokemon Coliseum.
I haven't played since that day yet. Actually,
Oh,
I plan to play it. I do 100% plan to play it. Like I like the concept of what's going on. Plus, I get what I want. I can start with a dark Pokemon. So there's that. So I'm satisfied. Matter of fact, I start with a light and a dark one. Even better. We're all right. And disparity, I am cold and killer instinct. I am, was, or whatever you want to call it. That was about a year ago. But
well, was we don't really know how rank if resets in Killer Instinct because you probably haven't been on it in a while, or I don't even know considering you haven't really talked about Killer Instinct in a while.
Actually, I haven't played it in a while. Actually, I got it installed. I just haven't played it. But y'all, this has been Cyclone Tip Hybrid. Work for tips.
Don't forget just the tip.
Oh yeah, just the tip too. Y'all, I want to be great. I'm grateful for y'all who came by today to check this out. This has been Coffee Conversation with Work for Tips, the man that keeps to himself, minds himself, the man we call the silent white assassin, minds business. He is a part of Black Male Gamers, as you can see, you do not have to be black to join Black Male Gamers. You also don't have to fully be a content creator. He plays games and just watches everybody else. Dead serious. That's how we do things here. But I'm glad to have this man on here because I've been trying to get him on here for a while. It's supposed to happen yesterday, but I ended up, like I told people earlier, I ended up with a situation and I didn't want to rush getting started. See, now I'm 100% the way I can do it and have him on here where we can actually sit here and talk, especially about Persona and Kingdom Hearts because I know he loves that shit with a passion. Rightfully so. You see how depth that big. But I want to thank y'all for coming by today. As always, I appreciate it. The plan right now, I gotta get with Ryu. He wants to do one. He has gotta look into something regarding his VTuber and what's that thing called on OBS? I'm looking right at it. Virtual camera thing. And see if we can get that to work. I want to get him on here. That's the plan. And y'all already know we on Octopath Traveler, which I'm enjoying. Because I know you asked me about that tips. Also, y'all know the Like a Dragon cutscenes coming up, Ruin King cutscenes coming up, as well as, wow, my mind just totally went blank on what the fuck I'm doing. LG got the finals coming up with us doing commentary too, as soon as he gets that done and everything else. And also check out the Command & Conquer series from Disparity that he puts out. I think that's twice a week, if I remember right. That in mind, though, I want to thank y'all for coming by today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, yeah. I got a reaction video I got to do. I got a reaction video coming. I got to do. Antichrist did a video regarding getting into content creating, something like that, and I was asked to do a reaction video on that. I've not watched it yet. I need to sit down and watch it. So when I watch it, I'm just going to react to it based on that. But that's it. And yeah, Disparity, I got to get one with him as soon as he decides he want to set that shit up. I know he ain't really been home to really be able to sit down. But yeah, that's the plan we got going right now. Do not worry. Everything's full blown, 100% going to plan. We're going to get up out of here, y'all. Again, thank y'all for coming by today. Y'all take care of each other. Stay out of bad trouble. Till next time, y'all. Later.